I have a unique fascination with Nate Robinson, not because he played in the NBA for 11 years or is the only person to win 3 slam dunk contests, or that at 5'9", he won those slam dunk contests. No, I grew up as a Washington Husky fan. Come on out, Nate Robinson. And Nate Robinson started as a freshman at cornerback for the football team from Mount Rainier High. His dad is who I grew up idolizing, Jacques Robinson, a great running back for Washington. You started in football. I didn't care about Husky basketball. The only team I've ever passionately loved was Husky football, and you were on your way as an All-American freshman corner to being Dion that liked to tackle, and then you bailed on football and broke my heart. How do you respond to that?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry I broke your heart.
Thank you.
You can blame that on my school who fired Coach Rick Neuheisel.
And then you went to hoops.
Yes, that's the real reason why I stopped playing, because they fired my coach. And I went to Rainier Beach High School.
Oh, my bad.
The best high school in the country. So yeah.
Yes. By the way, it's a great high school. It's got great sports. Your mom, dad, Jock Robinson. So it's interesting. People may not realize I grew up with Nate Robinson, the football player, and you were badass.
Thank you.
You were you were going to be you were a freshman All-American, played in the Sun Bowl, and then you left football, and we were all like, nobody cares about Husky basketball. What happened to Nate Robinson? He was our best player as a freshman.
Husky basketball on the map.
Yeah. So I want to talk about, you disagree with me on Kawhi, and I said before, don't confuse. Steve Nash won the MVP, and everybody said, come on, Steve Nash. And I always said, it's not that he gives you 22. It's that, you know how many guys he got paid in this league? He got Joe Johnson a contract.
He was spoon-feeding everybody. Yeah.
He just paid everybody. Kawhi is great, but he doesn't pass. They were 17-5 this year, Nate, without him. San Antonio's a playoff team. Aren't there guys you've played with who are great, but are they making you better?
I mean, honestly, Michael Jordan didn't pass the ball that much. He passed it to the rim more than he did to his teammates, and he's the greatest player in the world. But I love Kawhi.
Why?
His game is just, he's evolved. He's not just a defensive guy. That's how he started in the league, as being a defensive guy. Now he's showing that he's added his offense, and he looks unstoppable.
What a guy's around the league. He doesn't talk much. He's quiet. Like, how does that land with players?
He shows up to work every day. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that should matter. He comes to work every day. He brings his A game. He comes in and he shows that he can. He's a winner. He's a champion, MVP, Finals MVP. I mean, come on, man.
He reminds me a little bit of a guy. Do you remember Alex English?
Yeah.
Denver Nuggets?
Yep. Get a bucket. A walking bucket.
Get a bucket.
Yeah.
He played for Denver. Now, I think he's in the NBA front office. He's a smart dude. Quiet, reserved. He had that. His game looked like Kawhi. Alex English appeared to never sweat. Alex English showed up, gave you 27.
Chill and just watch the rest of the game.
Yeah, he just came in, gave you 27 left, didn't talk, no flash. Kawhi's got that component. I want to talk about the Sixers. So they're unbelievably talented. But they got 4 guys, and I think all 4 guys, Nate, want a max. But Embiid's health scares me. Ben can't shoot. Tobias isn't a max guy. And I love Jimmy Butler, the athlete. But a lot of people say he can be tough on young players. If I told you got to keep 2, and I want everything considered, I struggle keeping Embiid because big guys get hurt early. It scares me.
Well, one, I'm going to keep Ben Simmons. He's young, and he's a point guard. And if I'm the Sixers, I don't need Ben Simmons to shoot no jumpers. I would tell him, just don't shoot. If you don't want to practice your jump shot and get it right, then don't shoot it all. Just go to the basket, pass. He's kind of like a Magic Johnson.
Magic didn't shoot early.
Exactly. He had to learn how to do it. And I'm not saying Magic Johnson had the best jump shot in the world. We all know that. He didn't have the best jump shot, but he got everybody involved, which that's what Ben Simmons does, and he does a great job at it.
Yeah, now, again, Ben's interesting because, Embiid's this big popular personality, but Simmons is a unique player. I don't think Simmons and Embiid work because when Embiid's in the lane, and Embiid, you don't want Embiid going outside because then he thinks he's a shooter. And he's gotten better, but he's not a shooter. So Embiid's in the lane. Well, Embiid's in the lane, so is the guy guarding him. Therefore, Ben only scores at the rim. So Ben just stands around in the half-court game. They're oil and water. They don't work together.
They still have to learn how to work together. They still have time. They're showing that right now by taking the Raptors and I think it's going to go 7 games. I mean, I think they play well together. It's just that Embiid has to do a better job of one, preparing himself for games, eating better, taking care of his body.
Everybody in the league's talking about that.
It's just something I know. I've been a part of the league. I've ate horrible food before I played, and I just didn't feel like I'm supposed to. So he has to change his diet.
You did?
Yeah, facts.
You did?
Yeah.
You were a Taco Bell driving to the arena guy.
Nah, no fast food, but I would eat like it could be lasagna, chicken nuggets, whatever. It just didn't matter. I just wanted to eat sometime before the game, and I would just eat whatever. So I had to change the way I ate over time because I can feel it takes a toll on your body over time. Yes.
Nate Robinson joining us, 11 years in the NBA. Explain this to me. So Kevin Durant I think he wants to be known in the GOAT conversation, and I think he's great.
I mean, he is a GOAT.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's on the best team maybe ever. He'll take less money to go to New York. He'll go from a really well-run, smart-owned team to the Knicks are kind of a mess. And the understanding is, hey, he wants to be the man. And my takeaway is, man, be very careful about leaving money on the table and a great boss for a bad boss. Would you leave if you would potentially have your 3rd MVP in the finals? I don't really get it.
The only way I leave for me, if I'm Kevin Durant, if I'm playing for the Sonics. So if the Sonics wanted me to come back to Seattle to play in Seattle, that's the only team
the hometown.
I'm going to. My hometown. That's the only place I'm going.
But don't you think the quality of ownership matters? Take me to your career. You played for Celtics, Bulls, Knicks. What was the best time of your career? The happiest? You were winning? What was the best 2-3 year stretch?
For me, when I was in Chicago, I couldn't even lie. When I was in Chicago, I honestly had an opportunity to showcase that I can play basketball and I wasn't just a dunker. Just that whole stint of me playing under Tom Thibodeau, playing with Carlos Boozer, Rip Hamilton, Jimmy Butler, Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, like all my guys, it was magical. Every time I put on that jersey, I just felt like I was unstoppable. Like I was kind of like Michael Jordan, in the sense of having that energy. So I think that was my best year of playing because I actually got a chance to play.
Of all the NBA teams, the only one that shocks me is Denver because historically you can't win with kids in this league. Not in the playoffs.
Right.
The playoffs are for grown-ups, 28-year-old dudes, men, and that's the way the league's worked since I was a kid. Denver's a bunch of kids and the Joker, Jokic. And he didn't play college here, and he's got a bad body, and I'm watching that guy, and I'm not sure he's not the most valuable player in this league. What is Denver without him? It's a bunch of kids. He's the best passing big man, Nate, I've seen since Arvydas Sabonis.
Yeah, Denver Nuggets is they're an adult AAU team. Me and my boys, we tease, in our little group chat. But they're like a real AAU team. They just go out and they hoop. They get it done, and they're fun to watch. Like all of them, Gary Harris, just all of them guys. I'm just mad that they're not playing Isaiah Thomas. Like you got a guy that can average 30 on your bench.
Yeah, but you can't build around Isaiah.
It's not about building around him. You gotta you want to win.
I want it.
You want to win. Put IT in. Let him go and get you 20. Portland has nothing. They have no answer for Isaiah Thomas coming off the bench giving you 20.
They don't
points.
have an answer for Joker.
He don't. I mean, he's a walking triple-double. He's like the big man Westbrook. He's going to be averaging a triple-double. One of these seasons, you guys heard it here, he's going to average triple-double next year.
Well, he got 9.5 assists on a young basketball team. So you would think as his team grows, some of those missed jumpers become assists because he's going to give you 23, 12.5 rebounds. That's just what he's going to give you. I think he's the best player in the league because Denver's in that Rocky Mountain time zone. They're not left coast. They're not right coast. They're not Midwest. Denver's just kind of a football city stuck in the mountains. The guy we don't watch a lot of Denver Nuggets. We don't talk about him. I think he's an incredible player.
I love his game. I love watching him play. I used to, when Wilson Chandler was on the team, I remember one time I FaceTimed Wilson Chandler, and I'm like, bro, where's the Joker at, bro? I told him, you're filthy. Keep balling. Yeah. Like you have it. So whatever that is, stick to it.
So I'm watching The Shop this weekend, and LeBron James is talking about Magic quit the team and didn't give LeBron a heads up. And you could tell LeBron wasn't real happy with it.
But was he supposed to?
Well, I think I would call my best player and tell him, if I felt I lured you, You were a very if you lived in Seattle.
So you felt like, yeah, okay, go ahead.
And I lure you to L.A. You're in your hometown. Akron for LeBron, Seattle for you. I lure you here with promises. And I'm going to resign. I think I'd give you a call. Nate, breaks my heart. I can't run this team. Imagine you just quit. LeBron's sitting there in the shop like, could you?
I mean, it happens, man. You know, everybody has their own personal things that they go through, and you know, you wouldn't
be mad.
Nah, not really. It's a business. You got to understand, you know, what you're getting into off the rip. You know, you just like I think that Alonzo Ball, his reaction was hilarious because he's like, oh, okay, what we doing tonight? It happens. You got to move forward. Now it's time for LeBron. You got to go get ready for your this next season coming up. Figure out what pieces you're going to add and come in and be ready to ball.
Do you think it turns off free agents though that look at the Lakers as a mess? You played for a dysfunctional franchise for 5 years in New York. You guys didn't land the top free agents not because of Nate Robinson. People didn't trust James Dolan.
Yeah, that was a big one for us and not being able to get a certain guy. But I think that we had enough. We just needed a solid coach to really guide us to help us, win games and get to the postseason. And we didn't have that.
You think free agents look at the Lakers now and want to play there?
Who doesn't want to play in L.A.? I mean, if you love basketball, you want to hoop like that. You gotta
Paul George,
but he's good where he's at right now. There's no reason to leave OKC when you have.
Why would I leave if I was Kawhi? Why would I leave? Toronto's a wonderful town. Little cold.
I like Toronto, but I mean, who knows? He might not leave. He might stay. We don't know.
Do you think they land any of these top guys?
I hope so.
But do you really believe it?
I hope so. I mean, I'm available. I mean, I can still play and run up and down the court. So, I mean, I'm not a superstar like the rest of these guys, but I definitely can
LeBron wants a star. You can't win in this league without a second star.
Yeah, he just has to figure out what star he wants to go get. And I think him and Kawhi would be nasty. That'd be tough. And I don't think people want to see that. Like, they ain't ready for that.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.